Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Bubbas Ball Tire Outlet Arca Series here on V-Speed Racing Network. I'm Eddie Smith. I want to welcome y'all here tonight for some Talladega action here in the Gen 4 Cup cars and for the Shay Memorial 45 here in Talladega. Take a look at your track information. Talladega, or as this says, Talladega Superspeedway, Talladega, Alabama. Opened in 1969, 175 people can fit in this bad boy. 2.66 mile racetrack, and she's a beaut. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight to see how these Gen 4 Cup cars do on this massive track. Already getting gridded up, so we'll go ahead and jump right into the grid and see where everybody starts here tonight. On the front row is going to be Michael Nash, who is going to take home the Chuck Pegleg Pole Award here tonight. So congratulations to him. Brett Beaver is going to start outside of row number 1. Row number 2 is going to be Brandon Wallace and Travis Beaver. Row number 3, Andy Kurtz, last week's winner at Iowa, or a couple weeks ago at Iowa. Mickey Isaac here in 6th. 7th, Daryl Whitford. And 8th is going to be Stephen McDonald. Starting 9th, Michael Kostick, and starting in 10th is Eddie Smith. Starting 11th, Jeremiah Holt, and Jimmy Cofield in the 12th position. Now we'll round out the field. 12 cars here tonight for Talladega. A pretty small field, I would say, but it's going to be a lot of fun regardless, as we only have 40 laps here, so it's going to be a nice little shootout for this particular race here tonight, the series. So try to get a camera angle that's not right on top of the pace car. Well, not too many people. I mean, it's going to change how this race goes for sure. We'll take a look at the point standings. You'll see, I mean, we've got some folks that aren't here. Jonathan Cofield's got a nice 15-point lead, but Andy Kurtz, after that win a couple weeks ago, not going to be able to probably take that ownership of those point standings. But you see, we're missing a lot of folks here tonight that are up in the standings. Brandon Wallace is here tonight. Mickey Isaac, Steve McDonald, all here. Michael Kostick is here. Todd Schott is not here. And speaking of, that is Shay Memorial is a reference to Todd Schott's sister, who just passed away. So thoughts and prayers to Todd Schott, man. Love that guy a lot, and want to send our thoughts and prayers to him. So Shay Memorial 45 here, that's the namesake of the race. But Daniel Cunningham not here tonight. Jeremiah Holt is here tonight. Matt Clement not here tonight. Lucas Line not here. Davy Jones. I mean, there's a lot of guys who just not here tonight for all kinds of reasons. So if you're wanting to win a championship, and you're going to see a lot of movement here on the point standings. Now, as far as the race analysis, like I said, 40 laps, 50% fuel. So we'll see how that plays out with the pit stops. I think it might be interesting because you might be able to save enough fuel to make it to lap 20. It's going to be tough. It's going to be right around probably anywhere between 15 and 20 is the fuel window. So we'll see if there's any fuel saving to try to make it halfway and make it on just one stop. That could be a big deal. And with a smaller field like this, cautions, maybe sort of a premium. Might not get that many cautions. And you do have the one fast repair if you do make a mistake, and you'll be able to reset and get back on the track. Well, all right, 40 laps. Gonna be a quick one, I think. I think if you blink, you're gonna miss this race, but I'm excited to see what the Gen 4s can do at a super speedway. I'm not quite sure that I have seen them on the super speedway that I remember, other than maybe this series. So I think it's gonna be very similar to the Arca car, but there's only one way to find out. Take a look at who we got on the driver cams. We got Alan Nash, who's on the front row. Brandon Wallace, who's on row number 2, going to be on your cams tonight. So we'll get to see what they're doing as they come to take the green flag. around through the tri-oval. Green flag is out here in the Bubbas Ball Tire Arca Series for the Shay Memorial 45. Lap 1 in the books, and Brett Bieber is going to lead the first lap here tonight with Mickey Isaac. With a big run on the outside, he's got some help from the 68 of Steve McDonald, as that top line is really, really moving right now, as Steve is really pushing that 01. Now, you can't lock bumpers here. That's the danger. That's the really only nervous part about this, and hopefully in practice, guys really worked that out and got that figured out, but you cannot lock bumpers. If you touch at all, it'll lift the rear tires off the ground and send you spinning pretty much almost immediately. So that could be the big mistake that happens. You get towards the end of this race and you think, oh man, I want to just push this guy a little bit, give him a little help, and he's going to go around. So here in these cars, the trick, you got to get right to the back bumper, but without touching, and just tap the brake. Tap, 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 tap. Lift just a little bit. Whatever you have to do to make sure you don't really fall back, but you get right on that bumper and you stay. So that's the trick for these cars. As close as you can get is what you want to do. And you see, just like this right here, we're on board Travis Bieber, and he comes off of it just a little bit. But if you could stay right here on the bumper as he gets that run, just want to drag that brake a little bit, stay as close as possible. And that gets the maximum amount of speed in the draft. See how close he's getting, but he just can't touch as those bumpers do not line up. The front end will actually go up under that rear bumper as it's so high up off the ground. So a unique part. I mean, a lot of the trucks and the next-gen Xfinity cars, they have really big flat bumpers, as Jimmy Cofield all over the place back here. He can't decide where he wants to go. But they have big flat bumpers that go all the way down to the ground, seal off the back end of that car. But these don't have that. They have, see how the bumpers are up off the ground. Go look here at the nose. See how the big gap that's from the ground. And that nose, take a look back here if we can. See that nose just kind of sticks out just a little bit at the bottom. And that'll just pick that car up, and she's going to be gone. Still, Mickey Isaac and Brett Bieber leading both lanes from the bottom and the middle. However, Brandon Wallace is trying to make a top line work. He's got some help from Jimmy Cofield in that 53. Oh, excuse me. The 53 of, yeah, I think he just has the wrong number. So Jimmy Cofield, I believe, is the 53. No, he gets in the wall here. Gonna lose a little bit of ground to the pack. Gonna try to get back going and not lose that thing. But yeah, Jimmy Cofield's showing the one, but his car is actually the I believe 53. So, but up front, 3 wide for the lead as the 8 of Michael Kostick has gotten up to the outside and has help from Brandon Wallace in that third lane as, oh, somebody blinks out. I think it was Travis Bieber blinking out. Oh, you don't want to do that in one of these races. You see that it just killed the bottom line as he wasn't there to provide that momentum. So Steve McDonald is going to push Mickey Isaac out there and then goes down. Thinks about blocking that bottom line, but then thinks better of it. Thinks probably, you know what, I helped Mickey get up here. I probably don't want to leave him. Try to make a friend here. But 3 wide for the lead here on lap 6. There's only 10 of us on the, or 11 of us on the track, but boy, they're getting with it. And it helps the top line. The top and middle line have a disadvantage of that they very rarely have enough numbers. The bottom will just have a lot of folks in the particular lines, but right now you should be able to really drive up through the front with their with the numbers of cars in the bottom line is sort of at sort of a minimum here, but the top line fizzles out as the 99 drops down to that middle lane, leaves Michael Kosick out there by himself. I'm just curious if anybody's saving fuel. Daryl Whitford back here. Try to listen in and see if he is anybody saving any fuel. I don't know where they can go. I mean, obviously, with no stage break, you want to be able to make it to lap 20. So we'll see if anybody can actually make it that far. I think that's the big key right now. Andy Kurtz kind of trying to play around, find some different lanes, but man, look up front. These guys are getting, and honestly, this looks like an ARCA race. I mean, this is about a great representation of an ARCA race. There's a lot of space, a lot of moving around, and not that many cars in the main pack. I mean, I think you'd see this in an ARCA race where some guys will just completely fall out of the pack. Man, look at that. In the middle, 32, Jeremiah Holt really leaning on that outside car, almost makes contact. Maybe the handling starting to go as, I mean, they are flying. We'll see what speeds they're reaching here on the backstretch, but those higher speeds, right now, your leader, Michael Kosick, 198, 199, 200. 201. He's going to go 202 into the corner. So these guys have got some massive speed. Now, that's something to think about in these cars. Normally they're running 170, 180, somewhere around in there, and pretty locked down to the ground. So tire wear, not a huge issue. But as we've seen in something like the 87 cars, I mean, they're very rarely losing speed. I don't think they go under 190, at least on my, telemetry up here. We'll see as they go in the corner what they slow down to. Michael Kosick down to 190. Yeah, 190. So they're above 190 the whole time. So I'm curious to know what the tire wear is actually going to be like, or as the tire run continues on, if it starts to make steering a little bit more difficult. The faster they run, especially in the corners, that really heats those tires up and makes them wear. The 87 cars are really bad about that, where you have to think about the tire wear. So we'll see if that plays into it. Maybe with 50% fuel, that's unlikely, but who knows? We're going to find out here together. Andy Kurtz pushing the 8 out front, trying to make that top side work. They're just not quite able to clear them just yet. Alan Nash here on the bottom, just riding. There ain't no point in really driving that hard, I don't think. I mean, he's kind of sitting right here back in 8th place behind the 114. They're 3 wide. I'd rather be on the bottom of 3 wide. That way, if they clear out, they're going up to the top, and I can drive right by them. So just hanging out back here, started up front, falling back, but trying to find maybe some friends, find a buddy that you can push towards the end. And this is like a fixed race here, just 40 laps. It will go by really, really quick. You can see just sort of maintaining at the moment. What we love about super speedway racing, and I thought about this the other day, is was doing another league that was running Talladega. What's so interesting about these races is that they, in some races you have excitement all the way through, and then you have, okay, maybe an exciting finish, maybe it's just kind of mediocre all the way through. But at super speedways, you're guaranteed a finish that is just unbelievable. And I think that's the allure, is you might have some lulls in the middle of the race, and it might just I mean, these guys are 3 wide and they have been for quite a few laps. I wouldn't call this a lull, but I mean, you can just hang out and just be there towards the end. But it is, you know, they even may get single file at some point and just ride. But you just know at the end of the race, they're not going to be like that. It's going to be a wild and crazy finish. And that's why we love super speedway racing for sure. But right now it's 3 wide all the way through the field. These guys doing a great job. But, you know, the only thing that makes you nervous, if you're at the back, you know, if you're towards the back here, you may be thinking, oh, I'm going to try to avoid a wreck. But these laps are going to click off quick. Still got to make a green flag pit stop. But after that pit stop, I mean, you want to make sure you're positioning yourself up front, because you see 3 wide here. There's not going to be anywhere to go if they continue to race like this, especially towards the end. So everybody gets down on pit road. You want to try to be in a position where you can lead or be second in line if possible. It was still 3 wide. Travis Beaver, Mickey Isaac, and Michael Kostick. You see, because of the fact they cannot really bump and lock bumpers, is very, very difficult to clear yourself. But right as I say that, Michael Kostick finally clears himself down to the bottom. But you just see how long it took for that to happen as Jimmy Cofield is in the wall again, but able to hang on to it. Comes off the wall, going to try to grab onto that draft again. But just saw how long it took him to do that. Where in the other series, you can lock bumpers, push, get massive momentum. But here, it's sort of like the old days where it was more methodical. And it took a little bit of time, and you had to really be smart about your moves. Lap 15 of 40. When will they come down pit road? That is the question at the moment. It's going to be tough to get these cars down. I mean, they're doing 190 miles an hour off the corner, 195 there as they come off of turn 4, and they're hitting 196 in the entry of the trial. So they're, you know, I think it's going to be pretty tricky to get down the pit road speed and not make a mistake, lock up your brakes, go spinning on entry. So if you're not nervous, and if you listen to the broadcast, I'll make you a little nervous. It's going to be tough, so I hope you practiced it. We're getting into lap 16 here, going to 17. I expect them to come down pit road in the next couple laps. If not, I would imagine lap 20 is what they're shooting for to make that one stop. They're starting to get a little spread out here. So I'm interested to see if anybody decides to come down pit road and get 4 tires, or if it'll be fuel only like you normally see in most oval series with stock cars here. Let's come down, get the fuel. That way you take the least amount of time on pit road. But I'd be interested to know if handling is an issue out there. Let's actually, you know what, since we don't have that many people, and they always kind of mention doing this, let's bring Brandon Wallace up into the booth right now and talk to him about what to expect. Brandon, Eddie in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, Eddie.
Well, you're sitting there running towards the back of the pack. How's that car feeling? How does it feel to, you know, are the tires even become an issue in this car, considering y'all are running so fast, or does it feel like normal?
No, the tires don't seem to be a fact. We just need about 200 more horsepower right now.
Yeah, for sure. Well, y'all hitting 200 miles an hour on the straights, are you not?
Yeah, we're getting really close. We're at 198 right now in the tri-oval, so we're coming up. We got about 5 laps of fuel left, so we'll be pitting shortly, so it ought to kind of single out and see how it goes from there.
All right, well, you know, the ability to not lock bumpers, it makes this a little bit more tougher, a little bit more finesse. What is the trick for you to get up there into the front and maybe try to win this thing?
Just do a little bumping, real light, gentle bumps, and then hopefully coming out of 4, you do a little side draft, and you can beat them to the line.
All right, well, thanks, Brandon, for talking to us.
All right, thanks, Eddie. Appreciate it.
You know, and I don't know where to put him. I may have put him in the wrong room. Hey, what room are you supposed to be in?
I'm in BKR with Bieber and them.
Okay. All right, I put him back in the right room. All right. Well, thanks, Brandon Wallace, for talking to us and giving us those insights. So you can see they can make it to halfway. That's good. That means they only... Oh, they make contact! Oh, the 27! We got a big wreck here. As though everybody's going wrecking. Alan Nash, Jeremiah Holt spinning here on lap 19. And they've got big damage. I don't know if Michael Nash can make it back. You can see the smoke coming out of his car. Hopefully his engine is not blown. Sounds like he's able to get going. Jeremiah Holt, though, he has really got to hope he can make it back to pit road. As you can see, he's got that steering wheel turned all the way to the right. His caution is out for some contact made. You can hear that car struggling there. He's out in front of the pace car. He's got to go all the way around. And so you're saying, well, why are you worried about it? Well, if he doesn't get back to pit road, he has to tow, and it takes so long here at Talladega. You don't want to make that thing blow up so you can get back and get that fast repair. The fast repair will give you a new motor, a new car, but you got to make it. You can hear he still has RPM, so that is good. Try to go back and see what happened there. As I'm just so surprised to see a wreck, especially at this point when it seemed like they were getting ready to come down pit road. Still watches Holt trying to get back. It looks like he's gonna make it down pit road. Let's go look here on the picture, or in the Kinder Farm Ranch Wreckage Rewind, exactly what happened. It looked like it started here with Mickey Isaac in the 27. As they come off of the trial, well, they're gonna go to the outside here, just cutting it a little bit too close. I think, I think Mickey would probably look back at that and go, I had plenty of room up there. Why did I push that limit? So just trying to make a move here. You see, he just kind of scoots up there. Michael Nash never really moves, but Mickey just kind of pushes the envelope just a little bit. Man, big hard hit for Brandon Wallace. Go back a little bit and watch from Brandon Wallace's point of view. We're just talking to him. It was definitely broadcaster person. Watch right here, on board Brandon Wallace. See him come down. Boom. Big hit. And another one right up the wall, just not able to really hold on to that thing. But watch from Jeremiah Holt's point of view. Going to be an innocent bystander. It's here they make contact. It goes down low, but the 114 of Travis Bieber comes down to try to avoid the wreck and just hits him on the right side. So well, first wreck of the night, surprisingly. I'm just so surprised that we had a wreck, and I think that was just sort of a product, honestly, of just, them getting ready to pit and just sort of some lackadaisy type of racing there, just trying to make it to that pit road. And yeah, I mean, it just like I said, obviously Mickey didn't do that on purpose. Just kind of got to his outside and kept leaning on that right rear quarter, and that's what happened. So seems like in these cars, and pretty much in iRacing in general, racing online, if you just kind of lean on somebody and get close, it just hooks them, which is sort of weird. In real life, they would just make a little bit of contact unless you just really turned into them. But on iRacing, it'll just seems like they magnetic, the bumpers are magnets, and they just get connected, and then you just go for a ride. So there'll be a couple caution laps here as everybody gets caught up. Nobody really out of this thing. Now, the only big problem at the moment is Jeremiah Holt is behind the pace car, but he should get the wave around as we get the 1 to green. So should get the 1 to green here, and he should be able to go around the pace car and get caught up. Yeah, I think he should be able to. I'm not sure if he doesn't know. I mean, now he figures out. Here he goes. So Jeremiah Holt will be able to get back on the lead lap. He better book it, though. Got to go all the way around 2.66 miles to get back. Back up to the pack here. But after that, though, I mean, what a good thing about having fast repair, at least one of them, is everybody is still in this thing. We haven't lost anybody after that wreck. Jeremiah Holt gets a fast repair. Brandon Wallace, Michael Nash, all able to get their car. Mickey Isaac as well, able to get their car down pit road, get that fast repair, and they're back out on the track. Mickey Isaac electing to take maybe just 2 tires, so he was able to get fast repair 2 tires and get back to the lead. And everybody else took 4. So we'll see if that makes a difference. Be watching out for Mickey Isaac, see if he has any issue handling that car after putting a lot of laps on those left sides. I don't think it'll be a problem, and Brandon Wallace already told us it didn't seem like it was a big deal, but we'll see. Maybe there's something we don't know. But coming to green here, basically stage number 2. As we'll take the green flag on lap 23, so we'll only have 17 laps to go when they take the green flag. You see Jeremiah Holt just now getting caught up to the pack. Comes off of the turn 4 with the pack. Into the Geico restart zone, and man, Mickey Isaac just didn't go there. I'm not quite sure what happened. I don't know if there'll be any penalties or anything for that. I mean, it shouldn't be. As it looks like Mickey Isaac just wasn't able to get through the gears, missed a gear, something. I'm not sure, but that's giving the lead to Andy Kurtz and Brett Bieber. Now, they may be a sitting duck if everybody kind of gets organized here, but man, look, the 114. Travis Bieber goes straight through the middle to get hooked up with his teammates. He's got a massive run. I don't know what's going on with Mickey Isaac. He's got the fast repair. I don't think tires had anything to do with his restart. Just maybe missed a shift. I don't know. But BKM bunch up front. Andy Kurtz, Brett Bieber, Travis Bieber. 1, 2, 3. As they got a nice little gap. And Mickey Isaac is starting to close the gap. And Jeremiah Holt again in the wall. Comes up into Daryl Whitford, and they go around. The caution is out again, and Jeremiah Holt just toes. He is done for the day. Wow. I mean, I don't know. Go back and see exactly what happened on the Kinder Farm Ranch Wreckage Rewind, but I'm just surprised that we're having wrecks with so few drivers. See, Jeremiah's going to get a big run here. He's going to go down to the inside, make it 3 wide. Oh, it looks like the 20 actually, Daryl Whitford comes down on his right rear quarter and turns him. So watch this again. On board, Jeremiah Holt goes down to make it 3 wide. I mean, that's just a racing incident. I really can't call it for anybody there because, I mean, Daryl is probably trying to turn in for the trial, and yeah, I mean, just a racing incident, miscommunication. Watch it one more time from a different view to see exactly what happened, but you're going to see them, I mean, right here. I mean, Jeremiah's coming up a little bit as Daryl is coming down, and they just make contact. I think that's just a racing incident of, I mean, nobody did anything wrong. Jeremiah had a massive run, so he's got all the right in the world to use the track to go 3 wide. Yeah, I don't know, but that brings out our second caution of the night. See Daryl on pit road along with Mickey Isaac. Not really sure what happened to Mickey as he's on pit road for about 14 seconds. I think he might be getting 4 tires. I think we got the one to go. Let's see if we got one to go. No, we still got some time. Let's bring Mickey up into the booth if he's in here. Oh, he's not even in the Discord. But I'd be interested to know what exactly happened with him. If maybe, you know, because he comes down and gets 4 tires. So I wonder if tires were a factor. As he comes out of pit road, here comes Darrell Whitford as well. Unfortunately, Jeremiah Holt is now 1 lap down. We'll see if he can get back out there with enough repairs, but that was a pretty good hit. And if he goes down a 2nd lap, his race is pretty much over. So see if he can get that thing back out there. So just 10 drivers here. Darrell Whitford gets caught back up. So just 10 folks in this pack now. As we'll go around one more time, which will give Jeremiah Holt that extra little bit of time he might need. He will go down 2 laps here. Well, with Superspeedway racing, I think teamwork is always the topic of discussion here. So with just gonna be about 13 laps to go when we take the green flag, and you know, teams of note: Andy Kurtz, Brandon Wallace, Brett Bieber, Travis Bieber. Of course, your top 3 are 3 out of 4 of those. Expect to see those guys work together. Teamwork is a massive advantage at these tracks, so if they can execute, they can get the win. There's also Bandits Motorsports, Jeremiah Holt, Jimmy Cofield, Michael Kostick, and Steve McDonald. Now, Jeremiah Holt is out of it, but Jimmy Cofield's still there. Mike Kostick, Steve McDonald, they're running 4th and 5th. And you've got all your single car teams, so we'll see if anybody in that single car bracket can get up there and do something about it. All right, getting ready to go green here. Not that many laps to go. Just going to be about 13 as we go green. Who is going to come away with this victory? Good jump for the BKM boys. Get out to pretty nice little lead here. Brett Bieber would like to get down behind his teammate, I'm sure, but they're going to run side by side. As Kostick going to get a massive run here, but it doesn't have anywhere to go. He's going to slow up just a little bit. Brett Bieber really working that top side. Of course, if you have a team, you want to be able to block both lanes. And so Bieber boys are going to touch into the corner. So now the 27 is going to pick up the 808 of Brett Bieber. And now he's going to lead in that Ford Fusion. going to lead that top line. Middle line starts to fall back a little bit as Brandon Wallace goes up to the outside by himself. Mickey Isaac gonna jump up there with him. Let's see. Seems like they're having the topside scrubs a little bit speed, a little bit of speed in the corners. I wonder if it's just because they're having to put so much wheel into it. Let's see if we can find let's watch here as Mickey Isaac goes down in the corner. See how much wheel he's having to put into it on the outside. Doesn't seem like that much. I mean, he's got a big run here as the third line kind of falls apart. And now we're back into two main lines. You see, I had to check up a little bit. So this speed, you know, as you get into the 200s, it's really makes these cars feel light. So you can see he's definitely having to chase that thing every once in a while. But Andy Kurtz getting a push there from Travis Bieber, trying to keep up with that 8, who was getting a big push from his teammate. Top line had the lead for just a moment. Now here comes the bottom. DK versus Bandits. Worst movie ever. In the 114, really leaning on that bumper. Comes off of him in the corner. That's smart. Just 10 laps to go in this race. Nobody's really making any crazy moves right now. Waiting for somebody to, you know, Brandon Wallace tried to get a third lane going, just could not get anybody to commit. I think some of these guys with their fast repairs trying to wait for the last moment. So the bottom and the middle line are sort of the dominant line. So and they're going to continue to kind of pendulum back and forth for the next few laps. Just screaming. On 201 going into the corner. Well, no more worried about fuel. They can make it easily all the way, so we don't have to worry about that part. You can definitely hear the motor as it's kind of getting bogged down by how much the wheel that they're having to use to turn the car. You know, and I'm wondering, I don't know. You know, Brandon Wallace said they could use about 200 more horsepower, but I think if you had 200 more horsepower, you might be driving an 87 car. Eight laps to go. 7 laps to go here in the Shay Memorial 45 here at Talladega in the Bubbas Ball Tire Arca Series. Bubbas Ball Tire Outlet Arca Series. Just a mouthful. They got to shorten it. Still Andy Kurtz, Michael Kosick fighting over the top spot on the front of each lane as they come off of turn 4 here. Oh, contact. Travis Bieber, Brett Bieber go around into the inside wall. No caution though, as Brett Bieber also wrecking. So teammates making contact caution is out now. But I wonder if that's not a bad push. You talked about it at the beginning of the race. You can't really push these cars. Let's go check it out here on the Kinder Farmer Ranch Wreckage Rewind. On board with Brett Bieber. That was just a weird checkup there. He goes down and hits that inside wall, but yeah, I mean, just a checkup from Travis here. Let's see. Oh, his motor blew. So I was wondering what happened there for Travis Bieber, but his motor blew up. And that's not something that I even considered as a possibility, but you push for too long and that you make maybe a little bit of contact. You see him trying to get down into pit road to get there, but he's not going to make it. But that's exactly what happened. Listen again. Just overheats, and when he does, they were just so tight there that there was just nothing they could do as Brett Bieber goes around, and man, Travis Bieber blows a motor. Man, never thought I would see that, but that makes a lot of sense. I mean, he had some damage, I think, from earlier, so I don't know if that played into that, but you know, that's something that you have to consider at these plate races, especially when you're pushing and not getting enough air. I mean, the front end has a radiator for a reason. That's how the engine gets cooled, is the air, the hot air is put through that radiator, and the cooler air cools that water down and then takes it back in the motor, keeps it cool, but it can overheat if you're right there on the back bumper somebody for too long. So I wonder if that's not what it was, because he was really laid on the bumper of Andy Kurtz. But right now, Travis Bieber sitting on pit road, and he will have to wait. He does have a fast repair, but he's going to have to wait for the tow to finish. And right now, it's almost 2 minutes just sitting here. Just couldn't make it. I think that's where that teamwork ought to come into play. And you say, hey, y'all come down pit road and push me into my stall so I can get my fast repair. But they elected just to take the tow. That will effectively take him out of this race for sure. Jeremiah Holt has called it quits after 8 minutes of repairs. He was on the caution clock, or whatever it's called, the damaged car policy clock or whatever. Well, we are. I mean, I'm honestly surprised with just 11 cars in the field. We've had as many cautions, 3 cautions at this point. And the first 2 were just sort of a lapse of judgment there for a moment. Just some contact that probably shouldn't have happened. And then the last one, I mean, gosh, there's really nothing for Brett Bieber, Brandon Wallace they could have done unless Travis says, hey, I think I'm about to blow up. Man, it happened quickly. I wonder if he just wasn't even paying attention, didn't know, or if it just gave away because of damage. So down here on the picture-in-picture, Travis Bieber is back on track with a brand new car. He is a lap down. He will be able to get up there and maybe help his teammates, but he's going to need a caution and not be a part of it and to get back on lead lap. Maybe get that lucky dog. So lights are out on the pace car, though, getting ready to go back green. Michael Kostick is scored as your leader. Andy Kurt's going to be there in second. Take the green flag with 4 laps to go, and it is time to be rolling. So we may not see our, I mean, if we're wrecking with 11 cars on lap 30 or whatever, or 20, I would imagine with just a few laps to go, it's going to be a wild one. So we'll see who comes out on top and who makes it out the other end. I want to thank y'all for watching the Shay Memorial 45 here on VSRN. I'm Eddie Smith, and been fun calling these races. The Arca Series, sort of taking a step back from tried a new car this time around. Went from the Gen 4 Arca car to or it's Gen 6 Arca car to the Gen 4 higher horsepower car, and the numbers have dipped a little bit, but the racing has still been really good. Friday nights are pretty tough to get folks online, I think, but it's a good opportunity to come in here and just have a good time, laugh, not be so serious. I think last season was definitely a little turned up the notch of the competitiveness, and this is sort of a back to normal here for Rebels. So just a good old time. All right, getting ready to go green. Who is going to take home the win? 4 laps to go. Michael Kostick hits the loud pedal, and we go green here at Talladega. Gets a big jump. That's going to allow for some big runs from the back right here as these guys get up through the gears. 145, 150 miles an hour as they go down into turn 1. They'll be screaming, trying to hit 200 at the end of the back straightaway, already up to 163. And now they're side drafting. Is Kostick going to go up there and try to stop the run from Andy Kurtz? Don't think he's going to be able to. And Andy Kurtz goes right down to the bottom and woo, at the last second, picks up Steve McDonald, who's going to give him a shove down in the corner. Excuse me. That cough just snuck up on me. It is now Michael Nash on the back bumper, trying to push Kostick. They should have a run off the corners. We come down to take 3 laps to go. Gonna be up to full speed as they cross the finish line. 194 here for Michael Nash. They're gonna hit 200. Oh, as Steve McDonald jumps up in front and picks up his teammate, actually puts him in the wall. Here we go, 3 wide. 3 laps to go here at Talladega. Steve McDonald made it a wild move on his teammate and actually put him in the wall. Did you see the movement? Try to find your teammates in the 27. Gonna have his lane blocked by the 5, who saw that big run coming, decided to go up there and stop it. There's so many cars in that middle lane. I think that's a smart move if you're Andy Kurtz. The bottom line just doesn't have that much momentum. The 8 and the 68 trying to make that top side work. It just seems to not want to work, and Steve's not able to keep that steering input into it. You see him moved up. Here comes Andy Kurtz, going to try to block him, but Steve McDonald said, no, I don't think so. He's got a massive run. And we are 3 wide, 2 rows as McDonald way up the racetrack, but that's going to give him a massive run off the corner. Going to get a little push from his teammate. Can they replicate what they did just a second ago? Andy Kurtz still leads in that middle line, being pushed by Alan Nash, but Mickey Isaac now has a teammate or a friendly in the 20 car. Give him a big push. Darrell Whitford right back in this thing, pushes Mickey Isaac way out there. What a massive push. Now Mickey is going to try to control both lanes as the runs are coming from the middle and the top. We're coming to white flag here at Talladega. 1 more lap to go. Who is going to win this thing as they cross the line? They're going to be 3 wide. Steve McDonald has the push. Is it too early? Is he too far out ahead? Is he going to be able to replicate that? Brandon Wallace is going to come be up there with him. So now 3 cars in the top line as you see some guys kind of hanging around waiting for calamity to happen. But I don't think you can wait no more. I think it's time to go. Mickey Isaac loses his help. Darrell Whitford falls off just a little bit. The bottom line falling backwards. Right now, it's Steve McDonald getting a big push from the 8. As Andy Kurtz goes down to the bottom, is he going to try to block that upper lane? He's got help from Michael Nash. Nash had a moment. Oh, they're wrecking behind him. Brandon Wallace goes around. We'll stay on the lead. Oh, Andy Kurtz gives a big push here. Here comes Mickey Isaac down to the line, and Mickey Isaac, oh, they wreck. They wreck. Who won? Brett Bieber wins. Oh, they're at the line. Crosses the start-finish line, and Brett Bieber is going to take the win. there at the line, and if it was Daytona, we'd have a whole different story. But man, look here, Brandon Wallace, there right off of turn 4, big wreck, and we'll go back and watch that one more time. You see, right, we just missed it. Go back and see what happened. Like it started with Brett Bieber was way back here to start with. He gets to go 3 wide. As they come off the corner, oh, they just make a little contact back there in the back. Jimmy Cofield makes contact. We'll watch here on his front bumper. He's going to try to maybe make it 3 wide here. They're going to about get 4 wide. It's just no room there as they close the gap up. Jimmy nowhere to go. And Brandon Wallace is going to get hit as well. Then Brett Bieber with the big push here. And you're going to see him wreck here. They can see the start finish line and boom. Wow, what a finish. See him, I mean, Mickey Isaac can see the victory he's got. The victory in his grasp off of this corner right here. Lord, what's going on with the camera angles? Come on now. And then right here, they make contact. It looks like Alan Nash with a bump to the 5, going to get him a little out of shape. They go around, and you see Brett Bieber cross the line. Alan Nash going to come home in second. As, man, that is that's crazy. Going to go back. We'll watch it from Mickey Isaacs in car. And he is, I mean, he's got the thing won. You see a big push he got from Brett Bieber. And he's got the race won. I mean, look here. You can see he's got the run that he needs. He's coming off the trial. He's like, oh yeah, I got it. And at the last second, wrecks across the line, comes home in 3rd. But I mean, could just see the win, and fortunately got a tore up race car. Well, that was a pretty exciting finish, and that's what I was telling you. It is like that sometimes. All right, we'll get the top 3 in here, talk to them, see what they thought about the race, and then we'll get you out of here. Be a quick one here tonight. All right, finding Mickey Isaac if he gets out. There he is. Got Mickey Isaac in the booth. Mickey, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Eddie, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Well,
10-4.
Man, what a race for you. You were there up front, racing all race long. And there on the last lap, you had the push that you needed. And you could see the start-finish line. It was right in front of you. And the last second get hooked there as that wreck was happening beside you and come home in 3rd. Talk a little bit about your race, and then there at the end when you could see the end, and then all of a sudden it was taken from you.
A king should have had that. But I cracked that one across the line because I didn't know if I'd won or not. I couldn't see the 2 cars beside of me, and I don't know, it's just crazy. I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when. And like I said, it cracked me up because I was expecting it, then I wasn't expecting it. All of a sudden.
Yeah, and those right hooks, you never really can see them. You could hear contact happening beside you, but I mean, you're just flat-footed. You go down into the trial and you say, I have the run to win the race. They're not going to be able to come back, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's just gone.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I got it, and then
Talladega just rips the rug out from under you, and you come home in 3rd. Well, man, congratulations on 3rd place finish. I know you wanted to win that thing, but Talladega is a mean what. So, man, congratulations on that. And as always, man, who you got to thank? Sponsor shout outs.
No, I ain't really got no sponsors. Just thank all the guys putting this together. It's a blast. These cars are a blast, but they're hard to drive most of the time. But it's not. They're pretty easy around restrictor plates.
Well, tell me though, real quick. I do have one question. You did. I think you either took no tires or 2 tires at one point. Did that affect the car at all? Was that tough, or did you not notice it, or did it matter at all?
Well, my hotkeys had erased on this stream deck, so I set them all again. I guess I messed up, and that's why I went back down pit road and I took the other 2 tires. But like I said, I only had like a half a lap on them. I couldn't really tell.
I got you. Okay. Well, all right, man. Well, congratulations on that third place finish, and we'll see you later.
All right, thanks, Eddie. Have a good night.
He's tired, you can tell. All right, let's get our second place finisher, Michael Nash. Get him in here, and we'll see if we can get a better view of that car. Maybe back right now, so it find there we go. That'll work. Get Alan Nash into the booth. Alan, this Eddie, you got a copy?
Oh, hey Eddie, how's it going, man?
Oh man, it's going pretty good. Well, there at the end, you were just pushing, and then Talladega is going to win every time, and y'all make contact and go around. But talk about your race. You come home second. That's pretty sweet after that. But talk about your race. What do you think about these cars on the plate track, and how were you able to make pushes and move through the field? You had a little incident earlier, able to get that thing fixed and come back out there and come home second. Tell me about your race.
Yeah, I mean these cars are fun. They're a little bit twitchy, and you get big runs. You can have to be real careful trying to push somebody, but they're fun as far as speedway racing going. It's not my favorite style of racing, but I was content. I was hoping to just run the bottom back there in third or fourth the first half of the race till we pitted, and then I got like, well, I'm going to try the high line, and then next thing I know, I'm wrecked. And I still haven't watched what happened there. I got a quick spotter call 3 wide. Next thing I know, I was facing the stand, so I must have gone up into whoever was making it 3 wide. But anyway, it's fun. In small field like this, you doesn't matter where you restart. It's where you're positioned when you're ready to go 3 wide, 2 wide. It was fun. It's fun being in the middle on 3 wide, but it leads to stuff like happening to start finish. I still don't really. I think I must have got back into the back of Kurt's trying to push him.
Yeah, it looks like there was a little bit of contact there, and then it's just, everybody's gonna be wide open going for the win there at the end. It happens in almost every Talladega race, so no surprise there. I mean, but was it fun out there running? I mean, y'all were running. Your best laps were 48-second laps. That's pretty fast here at Talladega. We don't really run that fast in any other stock car. So could you feel the difference in speed? Could you feel the difference in how the car is moving around? I mean, did it really translate to the steering wheel?
It was actually pretty easy to drive. I mean, you're definitely having to wheel it more in the corners, but you never have to really lift or anything. And I really like riding that bottom yellow all the way around. And it's the cars, you still don't have any throttle response really, but you do get quick runs. And I use the brake to control the speed. I don't know how other guys do it, but I think it's more fun in the trucks. I haven't run any of the others in a while, but did they change the physics? Are we still running the Arca plate package, or did they change it?
I mean, I think it's the higher horsepower. I mean, you guys are running 201 into the corner, so I mean, no, the Arca car doesn't run anywhere close to 201. So you do have the higher horsepower. I'm not really sure how they do it. Some tracks it's better than some. So, but you did definitely have more speed. And so that's always fun. But man, congratulations on that second place finish. I know it wasn't a big field tonight, but y'all still made it exciting. And as always, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Yeah, I want to thank Bubba Wallace for hosting the league and all the sponsors. Kinder Farm and Ranch and the other sponsors for the Rebels Racing League. And I want to thank you and V Speed Studio for all the great broadcasting. I enjoy watching your broadcast, even races that don't run. And thanks for everybody that comes out on Friday nights. My favorite is the Arca car and the Friday night time slot's my favorite. I hope we get our numbers back up and get some more Friday night action.
Yep, 100% agree. Well, all right, man. Well, thanks for talking to me. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Eddie.
There you go, Alan Nash, second place finisher, as he crashes across the line after making contact with Andy Kurtz. Let's get Bieber in here. one of the Beavers, the Brett Beaver, and talk to him about his race. As Brett, this Eddie in the booth, you got a copy?
Gotcha.
Man, well, that was a weird race, man. Not a big field, but we had some reason had 4 cautions. And your brother blew up, pushing Andy Kurtz, and almost ended your race. But man, what a great comeback to be able to go down pit road, get that fast repair, and come back and be in a position to win. Talk about your race a little bit. What was y'all's strategy, and then ultimately there at the end, what were your plans on that last restart?
Yeah, I qualified up front, so I was just gonna try to stay up front as long as I could, and then something cycled through there where I think the bottom line we kind of dropped a little bit. When I was following Travis around there, I didn't even realize you could blow up these cars when he blew up. I just had no time to react, and I kind of just ran right into him. But honestly, that last restart, I was just gonna see which line was going, and when the white flag flew, they were kind of all evened out, and I couldn't really see something like this happening. And the skies parted off turn 4, and everything kind of went my way there. So I went down to the bottom with Mickey, was just gonna push him, and something happened there with Andy where he kind of came down into him, and it was just enough to slow him up that I got the win.
Well, awesome finish. I don't really have much else to ask you. That was pretty much straightforward. That was it. So, man, great comeback. Great job by your team to get everything in place where you had the opportunity to do that, and man, come away with the win. It's always awesome to get a win, no matter how you get it. And they're coming to the. I mean, poor Mickey Isaac was sitting there looking, and he could see the start finish line. And he thought, "Oh, I got it," and all of a sudden, at the last second, it gets hooked. And they cross they crash across the start finish line. So man, congratulations on the win here at Talladega. And as always, man, who you got to thank?
Yeah, thanks. That's Superspeedway racing, as they say. I just want to thank you guys for doing this, putting this together, and we enjoy it. It's the first Friday I could make, so I guess that's a good Friday to come to.
All right. Well, there you go. You can't beat that. Show up and win. That's pretty nice. Brett Beaver, your winner here tonight, as he takes a last-second pass to win here at Talladega. Well, all right. Well, we go get into this ending here as your final results. Get those up on the screen as your winner is showing. Brett Beaver, Alan Nash, Mickey Isaac, Andy Kurtz comes home in 4th, Stephen McDonald in 5th, Michael Kosick in 6th, Jimmy Cofield 7th, Darrell Whitford in 8th, Brandon Wallace in 9th, Travis Beaver 10th, and 11th is Jeremiah Holt. And Eddie Smith never turned a lap. Just didn't want to race, I guess. Well, we got to give out some awards. We gave out the pole award. We got to give out the No Neck Fast Repair Hard Charger, and that's going to go to Jimmy Cofield. Congratulations to him. Started 12th, finished 7th. Got a little scrape on the right side of that bad boy, but that's all right. Nothing wrong with that. As far as we are in the Flexible Freight Solution post-race show. Sorry about that. We also got to give out the Andy Kurtz Hard Luck Award. I guess I'm gonna give that to Andy Kurtz, because he was there. Gets turned right at the line, comes home in 4th place. So we'll give Andy Kurtz his own award. But anyway, thanks to Flexible Freight Solutions for the post-race show. Thanks everybody for watching, and thanks to Brandon Wallace for putting on a great show. And our thoughts and prayers to Todd Schott and his family, and for their recent loss. All right, guys, thanks for watching VSRN. If you're not subscribed, if you're one of the guys in this race tonight, if you're one of the people watching, go back and watching, you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It definitely helps us out. What if I click this? What does it say? Nothing. All right, guys. Well, we're going to head on out here and get out of this thing, and we will see y'all next week. Y'all have a good night. See you later.